So how does that sit with you, the professor? Do you like that?
I'll take that. Yes. And my students at USC, they will love it as well. You know what, Colin? I love teaching. You know, I brought my class in. You met with them.
Yeah.
They loved it. They loved it. There's so many smart, young, energetic, bright minds out there. So I love teaching at USC.
Let's start with this. You have you are a diehard baseball fan. You're on my Herd podcast. Baseball, I think they got to get on this thing. You can't have your season all into football season. Do you have hope they're going to get this thing right soon, Rob?
I do have hope. I know sometimes, when there's negotiations, it doesn't look good, or it doesn't sound good. But, Colin, baseball cannot afford to go 18 months without a season. It just would be ridiculous. First of all, there's too much money on the table, television-wise, and it can only hurt the players as they go into next year looking for a new CBA if there's no baseball and the owners don't make any money. Here's the other thing. America needs baseball. America has always, Colin, healed from baseball. Don't forget 9/11. Do you remember George Bush throwing out that pitch in the World Series in 2001? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
In the third game, how awesome that was and how much that made people feel like life was back to normal. And even when we go to the ballpark and we stand for the national anthem, baseball started that trend back in World War II. So baseball's a part of our fabric. It will return us to normalcy. We hear it every day, whether we're watching a game, whether it's on in the car, whether it's on in the background, or you're sitting out on your deck. So baseball needs to be back for the recovery and the healing of this country.
So Damian Lillard, one of my favorite players, came out yesterday and said, come on, man, consider everything LeBron's done this year. He's the MVP, most valuable player, what he's had to deal with, an old roster, throwing it all together. Rob, I know you must agree with this.
No way, no how. It's not a Lifetime Achievement Award. What is Damian Lillard talking about? It makes no sense. First of all, Anthony Davis has better numbers than LeBron except for assists. So that's number one. Number two, Giannis is having an unbelievable number. Go ask all the stat geeks and pencil protectors. They'll tell you it's one of the greatest seasons ever put together. His team has the best record. This is not about rewarding LeBron. And plus, he added Anthony Davis to his team. All right, he has two of the best 3 or 4 players in the league, so they should be doing well. They should be winning. Damian Lillard is off here. If he put out a rap album and this was on it, I wouldn't buy it. How's that?
By the way, there's been articles. I think this is the most. I said Jordan had the last dance. For LeBron, this is the last chance. This is an old roster, a bad free agency class. The cap's coming down. It's a lousy draft. This is LeBron's chance to win. I think the Clippers are built for 5 or 6 years. I think the Lakers are built for this year. Agree or disagree?
Totally agree. Colin, I wrote this in my column at Deadspin.com that LeBron, it could wind up being the biggest loser when the season reboots because he has to win this year. Just what you talked about, where the Lakers are, you'll never know if they'll be this good again. AD becomes a free agent. Does he re-sign? He can be flaky. You don't know that. And here's the other part, and LeBron should be worried about, is all the other competition that also is going to return. Brooklyn will have Durant and Kyrie together. Don't forget, Golden State will be a player. Steph and Clay will be back, right? And they'll get a good draft pick because they have their terrible season. So when you start to look around, and you're right, the Clippers, to me, were a good team this year, and they didn't even get a chance to really gel. Those guys were in and out of the lineup with injuries. So now, them a year later, they'll be even better. So I think the competition only stiffens, and it's going to be tough. So LeBron has to win. If he doesn't win, he's the biggest loser, especially because he's so long in the tooth at this point.
A Boston radio host, WEEI, Lou Merlone said, I don't like the new Brady. I don't like the way he sounds. He's trying too hard. He got thrown out of a park. He's not good on the match. And my argument is Boston is insular, paralyzed by tradition. They don't like anything that's not like them. And I think Tom Brady has opened up a whole new exciting world on jet skis with his kids down in Tampa. What do you make of this claim that the new Brady doesn't work?
The new Brady is a phony. Where was this Brady for 20 years in New England? You know this, Colin. He was aw shucks, gee whiz. He never gave you anything. Don't you remember when Peter Alexander from NBC News asked him, is Tom Brady a cheater? He shrugged his shoulders and said, I don't think so. That was the Tom Brady. I'll never forget that moment. Maloney is right. And now he's like a college kid back down in Tampa, eating at Hooters, enjoying life. He's great now. Let his hair down. Come on. I'm not buying this new Tom Brady.
At all. Do you think he's got a better record, New England, Tampa?
I'm going to go with New England. I know everybody's going to say I'm crazy and, oh, you hate Tom Brady. I'm not buying into the Tampa thing. I do not believe they're going to. Remember this. Mark this tape down. They will not, NOT, make the playoffs. Tom Brady is an old 43. We saw him last year with the Patriots. It wasn't a pretty sight, one of his worst seasons. And I think the season's not played on paper, just like a year ago when everybody and their uncle piled on the bandwagon for the Browns and they didn't even make the playoffs.
That's not a bad take. All right, the professor, Rob Parker. What's your shirt say? Pull it up there. Let me see it.
It's Fox Sports.
All right.
You know, I have all kinds of gear at GetRob.com, you know, Colin. I got to get you one of these. You enjoy.
All right, GetRob.com.
It's a hoodie.
Very nice. Thank you, Professor.
All right. Thanks, Colin. Appreciate it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.